Hey guys, time for Weekly Weird News.
Holy shit, has it really been 4 years?
Time flies when the world's in seemingly chaos mode.
Yeah, the 2018 FIFA World Cup is officially underway over in Mother Russia. And since this time around the US wasn't even good enough to qualify, what this World Cup mostly represents for us is the cruel passage of time.
We're getting very old.
Here's us back in June of 2014 talking about weird shit that went on during that year's World Cup in Brazil. The two young, virile men that you're looking at no longer exist. In their place today stand two older, fatter, and uglier, broken down pieces of meat with even more cynicism about the world. But hey, we're also entrepreneurs now. Please subscribe to our new channel.
Yeah, you go to the link. We're like this close to 100,000.
Yeah.
Get us there, please.
Please.
Anyway, before we get into some of the weird shit coming out of this very early stage of the 2018 World Cup, let's take a trip down memory lane and recap some of the weird shit that went down last time.
A Uruguayan player bit an Italian player.
A Mexican fan got so excited about his team's win over Croatia that he jumped off the side of a cruise ship and he was dead after that, obviously.
A Chinese fan whose time zone meant that all the matches were played in the middle of the night went several days without sleep. And he died.
A Mexican drug cartel kingpin with international warrants decided football was worth the risk and flew down to Brazil to attend some matches using tickets he'd purchased using his real name. So yeah, he was promptly arrested.
A Chilean porn star celebrated one of her team's victories with a 12-hour gangbang open to any of her Twitter followers, then celebrated Chile's next win with a 16-hour gangbang, and then promised a 48-hour gangbang if Chile could eliminate Brazil, but that one ended up not working out.
Sad. The meme of running up to news reporters and shouting "fuck her right in the pussy" was quite popular in the summer of 2014, and coverage of the World Cup offered up numerous examples of drunk fans doing exactly that.
I had almost forgotten about that meme. What a weird time.
Yes.
And of course, the weirdest and most memorable part of the 2014 World Cup was Brazil having their national pride just slaughtered live on camera when they were defeated 7-1 on their home turf by Germany, causing Brazilians in attendance and across Brazil to break down in absolute anguish, which was also captured and broadcast for all the world to see.
Yeah.
Footage of the match then repeatedly showed up on porn sites with titles like "Young Brazilians Get Fucked by Entire German Soccer Team."
Stop, they're already dead. Of course, this year we can't really expect anything similar to happen because the World Cup is happening in Russia, and Russia isn't very good at soccer, aka football, though they did just defeat Saudi Arabia 5-0, so who the hell knows?
Okay.
Also, let's just get this out of the way. We call it soccer, you call it football. It annoys you that we call it soccer, it's gonna happen. All right, let us remind you, however, that the term soccer actually originates in England where the sport was created and is short for association football. At the time, football was just a catch-all term for field sports that involved a ball, and association football, aka soccer, was just one of many. Eventually, it became the dominant form of football in England, so they just started calling it football, but over here in the States, a different field sport involving a ball became more popular, so we call that one football, and still call association football soccer. The point is, we're both right, so just chill the fuck out, okay?
Come on, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We know what you're talking about.
We get it, it's...
If you call it football, you're talking about that one.
Yeah.
If you call it football, I know which one you're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, anyways, on to Russia. It's pretty awkward having a major international sporting event hosted in a country that pretty much nobody likes right now, aside from the host of The Celebrity Apprentice. Russia stands accused of election tampering in multiple countries. They stole a bunch of land from the Ukraine, and oh yeah, investigations by the Netherlands and Australia show that the Russian military almost certainly shot down a commercial airliner, killing 298 innocent people.
So the vibe, it's a bit tense, and that's not helped by the fact that Russia isn't exactly known for its friendliness. In particular, Russians don't smile or laugh nearly as much as their European neighbors, and there's even a Russian proverb saying, "Laughing for no reason is a sign of stupidity." Whatever, it's your culture, but the whole stone face thing is apparently so off-putting to foreigners that Russian employees of FIFA, the National Railway, and Moscow Metro are all receiving training on how to smile for the 1.5 million foreign tourists who are visiting.
Yeah, so the BBC actually got footage of what smiling training looks like, and it's literally a person teaching workers how to curl up the ends of their mouths and show some teeth.
Yeah.
It's actually quite reminiscent of this deleted scene from Terminator 2 where John Connor tries to teach Arnold how to smile.
Yes.
And the results are pretty much the same too. The BBC also interviewed a woman who said that she was once stopped on the street by police because she was smiling and they thought that clearly something sketchy was going on.
What are you on, ma'am?
Their piece also looked at a group of Russians participating in something called laughter yoga, where people gather in parks to laugh maniacally at each other, which seems like a bit of an overcorrection, but whatever.
We're no different. We got goat yoga here now, so, it's all weird. To be fair, though, there's plenty of things to laugh at in Russia, if laughing is your way of coping, that is. A case in point, a Russian politician went on a radio show this week and warned Russian women not to have sex with foreigners because they might get pregnant with mixed-race babies, which would be even more of a tragedy than having no father.
Yikes.
To be fair, there is some precedent to this. During the 1980 Olympics in Moscow, a ton of Russian women got impregnated by foreigners, and their mixed-race fatherless children were discriminated against. But also the problem wasn't sex, it was the fact that the Soviet Union was such a failed state that condoms weren't widely available. Also, don't blame mothers and children for the fact that your country, it's coming off a bit racist with these types of reports.
Yeah, maybe fix that. Anyway, that same politician, Tamara Pletnyova, she previously responded to claims that female journalists were constantly being sexually harassed by male politicians by telling them to either cover up their bodies more or find a new career. So, nothing out of the ordinary here. Anyways, though, moving on, sports and superstitions, they go hand in hand for a lot of fans. So it's no surprise that there are currently multiple animals being tasked with predicting World Cup match results. And you may laugh.
Don't do it though, you'll get stopped by the police.
Laugh with your hand over your mouth.
Yeah.
Do it discreetly. Yeah, you might think this is ridiculous, but previously a German octopus named Paul correctly predicted the results of all 7 of Germany's matches in the 2010 World Cup. And when Paul died in 2010, rest in peace, when he died with a career average of 85.7% accuracy in his predictions, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Animals, of course, they can't talk though, or even understand what the hell soccer is, so in Paul's case, it was a matter of putting 2 boxes of food in his tank with different flags and seeing which one he would eat out of first. Similarly, this year, a deaf Russian cat named Achilles is predicting winners based on which bowl of food he eats out of. He is said to have accurately predicted all the winners from the 2017 Confederations Cup, and he's so far accurately predicted that Russia would defeat Saudi Arabia, beating a lot of professional odds makers in the process.
This cat's onto something.
I am convinced they probably filmed 2 outcomes and just want to have the best gambling cat.
Why would they do that? No, why would a cat lie?
Or why would the Russians lie?
Why would the Russians lie?
Yeah.
They're known worldwide as the most truthful, honest
They're an honest country.
Yeah. Similarly though, a dog in Hong Kong named Da Tao, he also correctly predicted a win from Russia over the Saudis. And meanwhile over in Britain, there's a pig named Mystic Marcus, not a stripper, a pig, who has predicted that Nigeria, Belgium, Uruguay, and Argentina will be the 4 teams to make it to the semifinals.
So keep the politicians away from that pig though. They might have sex with it.
Yeah, it's dangerous to be.
Especially if it predicts things correctly.
Yeah,
everyone's gonna want to fuck that pig.
A mystic pig in Britain? You're just asking for it.
Yeah.
But I'm victim blaming. You just stay safe out there, Mystic.
Yeah.
Over in Thailand, though, they're using animals to discourage World Cup gambling altogether because apparently it's illegal there. Their method for doing so, though, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But who cares? So this is what they did to discourage gambling. They had a bunch of local soccer players play a match against a bunch of elephants with different countries' flags painted on them, which honestly seems like it would be a really fun sport to bet on. And which is also super badass. Way more badass than regular soccer, considering how fucking dangerous elephants are.
Yeah.
Once they get a taste for blood, you gotta put them down.
It's all over. Anyways, we look forward to hopefully more strangeness from this World Cup, but let's move on to that other big international event that went down this week. The historic meeting between President Donald Trump and glorious eternal leader Kim Jong Un in Singapore. Even without Dennis Rodman being there wearing a shirt advertising a cannabis-focused cryptocurrency, this would still be one of the weirdest sights of our lifetime. And look, at least on the surface level, this is a good thing. Better relations with other countries, never a bad thing. It'd be a lot easier to be excited about it though if, before buddying up with a mass murderer, Trump hadn't also talked shit about a bunch of other world leaders from countries who we usually get along with and who don't have thousands of citizens rotting away in concentration camps.
But hey, that's just us.
Yeah.
I'll just be over here drinking my Lipton tea.
Yes.
If we get North Korean denuclearization out of this, and that's still a big if, it'll be a good thing.
Yes.
Just, I don't know, maybe temper your expectations and keep in mind that North Korea has a long history of making promises to other countries in exchange for better treatment by the international community, and they've broken pretty much every promise they've ever made.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, remember that Kim Jong Un impersonator who showed up in Korea for the Winter Olympics? Well, this has been a very active year for him, so he of course booked a flight to Singapore as soon as he heard this was all going down, and he had his Trump impersonator buddy join him over there. And there they are. But
Yeah.
when fake Kim arrived in Singapore, he says that he was detained for over 2 hours at the airport and questioned about his political views, and also told pretty sternly to, I don't know, maybe stay the hell away from that area where the summit's going down.
Yeah, but you always get caught up in the airports too.
Only in Canada.
You got held in UK for a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's just because you're so angry whenever you get
I
off the
look very
plane and wait.
suspicious,
When you
yeah.
wait in the line so long, you're angry on the show and in real life. But when you've been flying for 8 hours and then have to stand in an hour-long line to get into the country, and they're like, "Sir, what are you doing here?" You're just like, "I'm Elliot. Fuck you."
Yeah,
It doesn't play very well.
It was a lot worse when I was younger and looked like Jason Mantzoukas, basically.
Yeah.
And it was, 9/11 was still a fresh memory.
Yeah.
I got stuffed a lot.
Yeah. Anyways, with that out of the way though, fake Kim and fake Trump were free to roam around Singapore together, walking hand in hand, attracting crowds of onlookers everywhere they went and taking tons of photos. Of course, these images are now a whole lot less silly because, yeah, Kim and Trump have met and shaken hands in real life and posed for photos. But there was still some ridiculousness to come out of the actual summit, with the most absurd thing being the fact that the White House apparently commissioned a fake movie trailer about the summit for Trump to show to Kim during their meeting, which he did. Rather than explain how weird it was, let's just show you. Please enjoy 4 minutes of what diplomacy looks like in 2018.
"7 billion people inhabit planet Earth. Of those alive today, only a small number will leave a lasting impact. And only the very few will make decisions or take actions that renew their homeland and change the course of history. History may appear to repeat itself for generations, cycles that never seem to end. There have been times of relative peace and times of great tension. While this cycle repeats, the light of prosperity and innovation has burned bright for most of the world. History is always evolving, and there comes a time when only a few are called upon to make a difference. But the question is, what difference will the few make? The past doesn't have to be the future. Out of the darkness can come the light, and the light of hope can burn bright. What if a people that share a common and rich heritage can find a common future? Their story is well known, but what will be their sequel? Destiny Pictures presents a story of opportunity, a new story, a new beginning, one of peace, 2 men, 2 leaders, 1 destiny. A story about a special moment in time when a man is presented with one chance that may never be repeated. What will he choose? To show vision and leadership? Or not? There can only be 2 results. One of moving back, or one of moving forward. A new world can begin today. One of friendship, respect, and goodwill. Be part of that world, where the doors of opportunity are ready to be opened. Investment from around the world, where you can have medical breakthroughs, an abundance of resources, innovative technology, and new discoveries. What if? Can history be changed? Will the world embrace this change? And when could this moment in history begin? It comes down to a choice. On this day, in this time, at this moment, the world will be watching, listening, anticipating, hoping. Will this leader choose to advance his country and be part of a new world? Be the hero of his people? Will he shake the hand of peace and enjoy prosperity like he has never seen? A great life or more isolation? Which path will be chosen. Featuring President Donald Trump and Chairman Kim Jong Un in a meeting to remake history, to shine in the sun. One moment, one choice. What if? The future remains to be written.
Well, that was certainly something, but I gotta say, Barron did a great job on his AV class project.
Yeah.
Look, it's very weird, very silly, kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. Sort of feels like a Scientology propaganda film, but I guess it worked, maybe. So, cool, I guess. Anyway, before we get into the best weird headlines of the week, it's time for a word from this week's sponsor, ADT. It's not gonna stop any nukes, but it's gonna keep your home safe.
Yeah.
Is your home an ADT home? Get ADT and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. For a limited time, get ADT's lowest rate starting at just $28.99 a month from the most trusted name in home security. That is just $1 a day.
ADT is the first security company to help keep you safe at home and when you're on the go with the new ADT Go app, which offers family locator, private messaging, automatic check-ins, and safe driving reports. It even includes an SOS button with 24/7 emergency response. And you get ADT Go with a purchase of any new security system. Go to ADT.com/podcast to take advantage of ADT's lowest rate. ADT, tested, trusted, proven. Here's the fine print. With 36 months monitoring, contract, early termination, and installation fees apply, excludes taxes and fees, applies to traditional services only, certain markets excluded, licenses available at ADT.com.
Boom!
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nice.
All right, here's some weird headlines from this week, starting with Domino's is taking on America's crumbling infrastructure one pothole at a time.
Just proves that private companies will be our savior after all, Elliot. It is ridiculous
This
seeing
is very dystopian.
the giant dump trucks with the Domino's logo on them.
Yeah.
Like a Photoshop with a bunch of pizzas falling out of the back.
Like it's nice that they're doing this. They're just, Domino's is just giving money to a handful of cities in the country. In the grand scheme of things, they're barely making a dent. This makes me feel very weird though, because it's like, I don't know, you would assume, the government, local governments would be able to handle fucking potholes on their own and not have to turn it into some weird advertising thing for a fucking pizza company.
Well, the whole advertising aspect of it is the fact that they don't want their pizzas to get messed up when they're delivering them.
Yeah.
So
that's bullshit though. This is just fucking, it's PR. It's good PR.
I mean,
they're
great
doing
PR.
something nice.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't like the implication that in the future every fucking
problem is an advertisement.
Yeah.
It's every problem solver.
Yeah. You call up a fucking retail food company to change your fuses and shit. I don't like it.
The power line goes down, the Energizer Bunny comes out and is like, don't worry guys, I got it.
Yeah.
Zap. Whatever, let's move on. Metro shoppers witnessed 2 deer die after jumping off Trader Joe's roof.
Yeah, sometimes animals climb things and the ending isn't so good.
No. How'd they get up there? They just got hooves, they can't climb.
Well, I mean, if this were goats, you'd understand.
Yeah.
It's goats, they can climb the side of it. But no, it's, I guess the parking lot was on the top of the Trader Joe's or something, so they went up, they got to the top, and then they were like, well,
time to die.
no time to go, but nowhere to go but down.
Yeah.
And
I've tasted their cookie butter and it's all I think I've peaked.
They interviewed a bunch of witnesses to it. They seemed all quite traumatized because they're like, the deers didn't just die. They're like, normally when you hit it with a car, they just die. Like these deer were in agony in the middle of the Trader Joe's parking lot.
The thing is, wherever this is, I'm sure that there's a huge deer overpopulation problem. And
Kansas City.
Trader Joe's did it for PR. They were like, Domino's filling potholes, we're gonna kill a bunch of deer.
Yeah, doing it to cull the
herd.
numbers.
Yeah.
Because actually, more deer means less deer.
Yeah. They're eating all the grass or whatever.
They are.
Yeah.
Texas elementary school ends traditional birthday spankings after parents complain. I can't imagine why.
I'm surprised it went on this long.
We got a little tradition here where when it's your birthday, the teacher puts you across his lap and just smacks your little tushy. But all these city folk keep moving into our Christian little town and saying, oh, teacher grabbing a little boy's ass is wrong.
It's 1 smack per year, right?
I don't know. They didn't go into detail about it, but apparently they're like, most of the kids love it. But one parent complains that we gotta stop our tradition of spanking the birthday boy.
It's so weird. In this town in Texas, all these people have weird spanking fetishes when they get older.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be an interesting thing to look into.
Yeah.
Because,
It's probably true.
yeah. I'm going to say it's double confirmed.
There's a big spanking fetish going
yeah,
on.
big spanking fetish.
Hey, it's my birthday. You know what that means. Time to get the paddle out. Promposal graffiti spray painted on Colorado National Monument.
This is getting out of hand.
Yeah. Stop it.
Like, first of all, promposals. This was not a thing.
People
This
are
was
putting,
never a thing.
the kids are putting more work into these proposals than they are in doing actual high school work.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, you could argue maybe they all think they're gonna die in a mass shooting any day now, so they gotta treat their prom as if it's,
Yeah.
the last thing
The last
they're
big
ever
party.
gonna do. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, the whole thing's weird. They're doing flash mobs and shit. Now they're vandalizing fucking national parks.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
It's a promposal, not a prank. Because we all know pranks involve violence.
Yeah, and hurting people.
Hurting people, yeah. And ruining things.
Emotionally tormenting strangers.
Yeah. So stop it.
Yeah, cut it out.
Yeah.
Florida didn't conduct gun background checks for a year because an employee couldn't log in.
Well, I forgot my password, so
Just give him the gun.
fuck it. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah, this was, so it wasn't their entire background check system. It was just the background checks for concealed carry.
Oh.
So guys, it's not nearly as much of a problem as
Yeah,
the headline
exactly.
might indicate. It's just, they granted permission to walk around with a gun hidden in your clothes to people who, I don't know, might not have, met the criteria for doing that.
Once they finally reset the password, did they go back and look and make sure that everything was okay?
Nah, too much work.
Oh, yeah, well, bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Old Taco Bell becoming Arby's after new Taco Bell replaced old Arby's.
It's the fast food shuffle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever building it is literally built for fast food, so
Yeah.
it's a real easy switch out.
It is just like, so it sounds like Arby's will just take whatever they can get.
Yeah.
Cause like,
And so, same with the people that eat at Arby's. They'll take whatever they can get.
yeah.
Oh, the only thing open is Arby's. Sounds delicious.
Yeah, no, it would be great today on this hot summer afternoon.
Roast beef.
A roast beef sandwich.
Covered in Arby's sauce, which I'm pretty sure is just barbecue sauce and ketchup mixed together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Arby's has kind of baffled me forever.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's managed to really. Who really likes roast beef sandwiches that much?
Their fries are good.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Whatever.
Sure.
Speaking
whatever.
of being baffled, though.
Scientists baffled by passenger who didn't get up from his seat for an entire 17-hour flight.
I don't know how people do it because I'm pretty sure they've gotten up, but I've definitely been on these long flights where I'm just like, dude hasn't moved, and I always get the aisle seat because I'm always like, I got to get up and walk around, stretch the legs.
Well, it's like it's really unhealthy.
Yeah, you could die from it.
You could literally die.
Yeah.
The pressure and not moving your legs for that long, you get a blood clot in your leg that goes straight to your.
Yeah, we know
lungs,
someone
your
that it
heart.
happened to.
Yeah, he almost died.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, so they started doing direct flights from London to like Perth on Qantas.
Yeah.
And so some scientists, they decided to like study how passengers
Human behavior on the flights,
on
yeah.
a 17-hour flight, and then, like during the course of their studies, they're like, wait, this guy didn't move for the entire flight. He just sat there. He didn't even go to the bathroom.
He probably took like what's the sleeping pill? Ambien.
If it was Ambien, though, you'd think he'd get up and be like, Valerie
pissing all over
Jarrett is the
everyone.
Muslim Brotherhood. Planet of the Apes.
It was Roseanne. Oh, anyways. Fire department rescues a big fluffy dog who got tired on a hike and just couldn't go on. What a fun story.
Yeah.
Although someone was probably like burning alive somewhere while this was happening, but.
I mean, this is a real problem.
Well,
Dogs,
yes, the dog could die easily.
Yeah, dogs don't have any way to really cool their body. Like one of my dogs is getting a little older. I still take him on hikes, and he lets us know when he's like, if I go on any farther, I have to die. Luckily, he weighs like 15 pounds, so I just throw him over the shoulder and carry him. But this dog weighed like 120 pounds.
Does he have a little camelback that he gets his water from?
My dogs both have these, they have these like things that sort of look like life jackets, but you soak them in water and then put them in the freezer overnight. And then you put it on them, and so like when you're out in the heat, it melts.
Nice.
Keeps their body a little cooler.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, big fluffy dog, not as easy to.
No.
Especially like, I always like am baffled by people who own like dogs that should only exist up north, where it's nice and cold most of the time. Most of the time, not these
Yeah.
days, but bring him to LA and just being like, there you go, let's go outside for a while. It's like, no, there's.
What have you done to me?
Yeah, it's like they're like imagine going outside wearing a bunch of winter coats.
I was bred to rescue people in the Swiss Alps.
Yeah,
I don't belong
what are you
here.
doing?
This is wrong.
Anyways,
Japan is drinking less, so brewers are upping the alcohol content.
cool.
Japan played the long con here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making like apparently these like cocktails in a can. They're very popular over there.
Buzzballs.
Yeah, so they're upping those to like 9% alcohol, which is like the legal limit.
Yeah, I was surprised to find a bit more local craft beer options when I went last year. And that was
Craft beer
nice.
is a global phenomenon.
Yeah, there's a great place in Kyoto that I can't remember the name of now, but it was good. So yeah.
What's that one with the owl? It's like the one that's like the only one you can get here. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Hitachino. Let me know.
Tyson Foods introduces snack brand made from food waste. Solving the world's problems again. It's a private company.
Yeah.
Solving everyone's problems. Don't worry. No more food
Don't
waste.
worry, we'll put that trash right back in your mouth.
Again, another example of us eventually turning into Snowpiercer.
Yeah. So this sounds more disgusting than it is.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like they're just going around to like the dumpster behind restaurants and.
Yeah, it's like the thing that powers the DeLorean.
Yeah. No, what they're actually doing is like, so Tyson Foods, they make a lot of food. So they're just taking like shit like potato skins and, you know, other shit and then just using that.
It's fine,
on
I
their
like
chips.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun.
there you go.
Fun. It's sterile, guys. It's sterile.
And I like the taste.
Anyways, that's our show. Thanks again to ADT for sponsoring this episode. Introducing ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service. Get ADT Go with 24/7 emergency response with any ADT security system. Go to adt.com/podcast. Learn more today. With 36-month monitoring contract, early termination and installation fees apply. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at adt.com.
Go subscribe to our new channel right now. And
Do
then when
it.
you get there, smash the bell button so you get the alerts. This week we did a bunch of E3 coverage.
Yeah.
More stuff coming out. We talked about that stupid raccoon that climbed a building, and then the dead raccoon from Toronto.
Yeah.
Really brought back memories. So enjoy that. Go subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the movement.
Yeah. Get in on the ground floor.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you over there.
Bye.